All right. Let's see here. How do we do this? First of all, you do it this way. Put this. Check, check. Okay. Cool. Get on. Happy New Year to all you guys. So, let me pull something for you guys here. All right. Oh, actually, I just realized I didn't have the mic in my mouth. Okay, so mic in my mouth. All right, so you need, well, I need to put on that. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go on video webcam. All right, cool. So just want to let you guys know. So I'm pretty excited. There's a lot of big stuff happening this month. You're not going to get one. You're going to get two recordings. This one I'm going to do something special because it's the beginning of the year. It's not just the beginning of the year. I want to do something kind of like a Christmas gift for you guys, and also let you guys understand how how does it all come about? How does it all work? How does what's the power in all of this? Now, many of you guys know that I split test more than there. We have, I have like just pages and pages and pages of split test. You can see right here. And what we do is we put together this data and we give it to you, from there. So, but what I'm going to do this session is, one, I'm going to share with you guys some really cool stuff. But I'm going to tell you how we come about with it, how do we do it, and I think it's really good to actually train you guys and show you guys exactly what you do. Now, I do all my split testing in a thing called Get Response. So I'm going to show you guys. So typically all split tests, here's the thing. I know small tweaks win big games. And I know that to be true to everything that I do. And small tweaks win big games. So give you an example. And let me just show this to you guys. Crap is it? Okay, so let me show this to you guys real quick. If it pops up. This right here to you guys, and some of you guys have probably seen me talk about this, but I just want to remind you guys of this. Small tweaks win big games. And the reason why we want to start off with winners, we want to start off with find things that work and make them better. That's what I typically do. However, you could always start off something that works. But what I want to show you is this is a strategy I teach a lot of people. This is an equation I teach a lot of people. Basically you got to get subscribers, you got to get clicks, and there's EPC. Basically, we got to make money. But what we want to do, and what I like to do, is the one column that this is really all about is how do we get more clicks? And the one way to get more clicks is by testing, because I test for clicks. I test for, because more clicks get me more money. And I'll just show you, if you look right here, let's just say I'm getting $1 EPC and I can increase my click-through rate. Let's just say we double it to 8, or we double it to 8. That would be 812. But look at the difference in the amount of money that I can make just by one tweak. So I'm always looking to tweak and to change how much money I'm making on my mailings, because that makes me more money per the year. And that just makes sense. So small tweaks win big games. And I just wanted to kind of bring that up. Now, how do we make those small tweaks? And I just wanted to kind of to bring you guys all in to understand how all these tweaks actually occur. And how do I do this, and what the power of what I'm giving you. So here's the cool thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a real life example in front of you guys so that you guys can see exactly the power of what I'm doing, because then this allows you to edit, modify, adjust, and to be able to, even get the concepts behind it. And then I'm going to share with you all of my, just basically let you see the winners and how I do it. So I just want to say this is I test, whenever I test inside Get Response. I like it the best. I test inside of, Get Response. I thought I said something else, but on Get Response. Now, when I test, I typically, and this is me kind of going through, when I test, and you'll see right here, look, it says email copy test. If I go in, I could probably type in different words, but you'll see me test. Because what I do is I test, and then I mail the winner, and then I mail the winner, and then the unopens. So you can see right here, the unopens the winner. This is a typical thing that I do. Now, when I test, I'll test, and I'm going to share with you a test. When I test and find a winner, what I'll do with the winner is I have another program that I mail from, and I use a thing called Auto-Response Plus. Some of you guys can play this strategy or not, but I use Auto-Response Plus and I mail my winner. So everything inside this Auto-Response Plus is every single winner, and I've got winners and winners and winners since the time I've started using this again. I used to use it in the past. I started with this, let's see, back. So this is 2016. So this has got every single winner that I've ever mailed since 2016. So the most up-to-date last couple of years of winners are all sitting inside here. Now, we'll go over that in here in a second. But what I'll typically do is I will mail. I first start off and I will test. So my first mailing I set up as a test. The next mailing, the next thing I do is after I test, I mail the winner. And I usually mail the winner. So let's say I give it at least about an hour of my initial test. And then what I do is then I mail the winner, and then later that evening. So if I mailed at 11 o'clock, and then I will come back and mail the unopeners at 11 a.m. and then I'll come back and mail at 11 p.m. the winners, the people that unopened. So I will do it. That's the way that I do it, and this makes me tons of money. Now here's the cool thing. So I go through this big process. The cool thing about this, it's cool thing about this group. The cool thing about this group is the fact that what I do is I don't just give you the 12-hour data. I just don't give you the 12-hour stuff. I give you pretty much, you got 30 days, almost 30 days typically for most of the stuff that I get, because it's over time. So therefore it's the ultimate winners from there. So that's one of the cool things about it. But here's what I'm going to do is I want to share with you something. So people do stuff, and I'm just going to do a real life example. So I'm doing a webinar right now with a guy named Igor. Well, Igor's a really good email copywriter. He's a really good copywriter. He's a really good, really good guy. Whenever people give you swipes, because I use swipes all the time, like he gave me all these emails for the webinar, and here's, my link for the webinar to pre-sell it. Here's emails. People probably see me mail these mails, but you'll notice something different. You'll notice that my subject lines that I mail are not the ones that I actually mailed. And actually, I could prove that right now by coming over here to 3, scrolling back, and you'll see this email right here. Let me just show you this. Edit. Let's see if I can open it up. Message. Look at this. Oops, that's so actually, no, hold on. Go back. There it is right here. This is the email. Okay. So it was this one. Edit. Let me go in here and just show you. So that message, which you see right here, according to, you'll see this. According to became this. According to, boom. That's the message. So this is the message, in there. And it's easier to show because this is where my winners are. Now, the way they're doing. So that's the message. So I'll usually take the message they have. I might adjust, modify a little bit to make things happen. But way I get things is, and the way I come up with my subject line. So how in the world did I go from the one he gave me, which the one he gave me was new traffic source 20 times more powerful than Facebook, and end up with ethical $3,000 bribe? Well, how I came up with that is because what I did was, when I was in Get Response creating a test, I took concepts and I took ideas from the actual email. So when I come in and I create, I'm going to create, actually this one, let me do one. So we're going to do Igor webinar test. I think it's more than that. I'm probably at 3. Okay. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, you're right. It is 3. Okay, so I'm going to go in here, test 3. So this is the third test that I've done with his email, email here. So you'll see. So what I usually do is I name it. So whenever it's in the sequence, so I'm doing, like, I always name my messages so that I know. And when you get your data, you'll see, like, hey, here's the name. So that name is whatever name I usually put in there. So this is Igor Webinar. This is number 3. This is a test. Where do I get my data? I get my data from where do I get the information? Well, for this one specifically, I get it from a swipe file that they gave me. Now, I never trust the subject lines that anybody gives me, and I want to beat them. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to test, and I test for and I'll show you how to do it, but I test for once click. So I'm going to go in here. Let's go to Igor. Let's go in here. So now, what do I put for the subject line to be able to make this happen when I'm testing? Well, for this one, I'm doing test 3, and today I just mailed out, I bet it's test 4 because that doesn't make sense. I already mailed 3. It just didn't pop up. So I'm going to go 4 here because it is 4. All right. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to do this. This is a subject line he's suggesting that I send out at 5 o'clock. I'm going to test a little bit earlier to a test, but we'll see right here. Have it go out. Let's see here. So now what I typically do is I do select the thing from here, go in, I take the A/B test, and that's where I come up with it. If you saw how I did it, is I just open it up, it has A/B test. Now it allows me to do an A/B test. They call it an A/B test. It's really, I'm doing an A, B, C, D, E test is really what I'm doing. So now I'm going to come in, I'm going to open it up. And at this moment, I do 2 things. They have pre-designed templates. You can start from scratch. But for me, especially after I've already mailed for people, and you can see right here, there's a winner, there's a winner. I can go in here and I can grab my template, and I'm going to use the template because it's already got his links involved in it. And see, I've already mailed this one, so now I can go in. And actually, it's funny. There's I put that as a PS as the winning subject line, because, and I'll tell you, there's a lot of times what I found is winning subject lines are really good PSs if you don't have a clue what to put for a PS. So from there. So I'm gonna come back over here and I'm gonna grab this. Let's see what he says. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna copy this. This is the email for 2 hours before. So I'm gonna go over here, and what I typically do, this is the one I mailed earlier, I typically do is I use Notepad. You can actually see a lot of my emails here in Notepad because I use Notepad to make it happen. So I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna go over to Notepad, I'm gonna open it up, and the reason I do that is so because if I copied it from here, then the other thing, and I didn't paste it in to Notepad, it would give me all this gobbledygook. That's why I give you text emails, and that's why I give you text emails, because it doesn't have all this crap that you're going to get when you try to copy and paste from a Word document and stuff like that. So that's why I give you those. Now let's come over here, and I'm going to go in. This is the actual email. Your 2 hours of discovering the easy button. Everybody wants an easy button. I guess I'm okay with this. Let me read it again. Facebook source term. You'll find out is the best term. Read high converting traffic in business. Doesn't involve a 3-hour learning curve. Doesn't get yourself up and wait. Secure your seat. At the here. Okay, so this is the email. So I'm going to take this email right here, and this is the one I'm going to use. So I'm going to go back over to get response, and I just wanted you to see how my process of coming up with these. So I've got to get this done first to get you to where the tests are. Look over here, copy here, and then paste this in here. Now, usually, well, I have to go in here, and I like to use that. Okay, good, boom. Boom, that link, okay. I'm just gonna add a, all right. So now the email is pretty much done. The email is done because there's the link in there, there's the link in there, best regards, here's the PS, which we found that was a winner on a winning subject line. I like to do that. So now what I gotta do is I gotta come back in here and I gotta repaste the whole thing. So give me 1 second. Let me do this. Copy. So just like I give you swipes, he gave me swipes. I'm going to push this. So then I'm going to take this link, put it here. Now the reason I do HTML, the reason I put this in here, so my emails go out HTML, but there is some programs that don't allow for HTML. They don't accept HTML. So if they don't accept HTML, then that's why I put that plain text in there. So that plain text email will go through. So I'm gonna put the plain text in. So I did the edit in the HTML. put the plain text in there, double check. Yep, okay. Usually I will test it, but I already know this is going to be good. And then I'll come over to the next button. Now here's the real power and everything. This is how I come up with all the tests. Now I'm in the testing. And let me share with you how I do this. The cool thing I like about it, this is the reason I like to use GetResponse more than I like to use any other place whenever I'm doing my testing, is because GetResponse allows me to not just pick 2, it allows me to pick, 3. Or 4 or 5, and I always do 5 because I can dedicate at least 1,000 subscribers per subject line, and that's enough data for me. That's enough people for me to get a good enough idea. And so just so you know, this is my testing process to give you the split test stuff. So I just wanted to open up the year and kind of share with you what I do now. So how do I come up with this? Is a subject line, the subject line that he suggested. So I always put that in the A column because that's the one that he said, yeah, it's proven to work. I don't believe, when somebody gives me, hey, there's some people that do have the ones that are proven to work. So then what I do is now I go back into the email, and here's the email that I'm sending out. Go back to the email, and so now I'm going to look at this. So now I'm looking through here. What I'm doing is I'm reading through the subject line, or reading through here, looking for subject lines. I like this subject line, 2 hours away. Okay, here's one here, 2 hours away. I like this subject line, easy traffic. As much as I hate it, but I know it's going to probably work. So I want to test against that one. These are called radically different subjects. These are radicals, and the reason I split test with radicals is because when you split test with radicals, you get radically different results. If you split test with slight variations, you're going to get slight variations in results. Okay, so that's why that's there. Now, let's see here. That seems interesting. Sometimes bad news, things like that always work really well. So I'm going to pick the worst form of traffic. 2 hours away, easy traffic button. The worst form of traffic. That one's highest converting. That one probably will be a good subject line too. So highest converting. And then I'm going to have to add, it has, you know what? I'm screwed. I'm going to put this. This is going to be the subject line. Boom. These are going to be the 3 subject lines. And you notice I'm just pulling it out of here so that it's congruent with the message. So I'm going to come back over here. And what I'm going to do is, now usually what I do, and now I look at it like, which one do I think is actually going to work first? So I usually put that one first. But since he gave me one, I'm going to put in, I'm just going to go in backwards. I go here. Come in here. Come in here. And come in here. 2 hours away. Boom. All right. There we got it. Now that's what I'm doing. That's funny. I didn't want to make it a line like that, but it is. So interesting enough, here's, if you notice, mine are usually shorter than most. I'm usually taking phrases and things like that from it. It'll be interesting to see the results of this. Actually, you guys will find out in the next call. But I wanted to bring up, this is how I do it. So now so I will test, from here. So now I'm testing radicals. I'm going to get radically different responses from there. So from that. Now let me just show you. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do next. And then what I do is I choose my recipients. So now what I'm going to do is I pick them all. They're all go in the one. But so now what I'm going to do in here, so I've selected 16,000 people. I'm not going to mail to all 16,000 people. Right here, I'm going to go, and I know of that 8% is roughly, I believe, roughly 1,000. So I'm going to pick 8. So I typically do 8%. Usually when I put my mouse over this, it'll tell me it's about 1,000. So this will be about 1,000 people each. So that's 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people. When I do it, I usually select click rate. And for me, like I said, I do it based upon an hour. And then I click next. So this will be, and actually let me push next. This one right here, I'm actually going to schedule for later. I just wanted you to see the process of it. These are all the tests, the subject lines that are going to be tested. This is going to be, you know, the recipients. I'm going to go in. It's specified by click rate, the best. I'm doing it manually. I'm going to send everybody manually, and I'm going to find out the answer in 1 hour. And I didn't put on a notification, and that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to schedule this. I think this go up to 5. So actually, even though the hour's a little bit off, I'm actually going to put this to go out today at 4 o'clock. Let me actually do 3:55 or something like that. Yeah, 3:57. All right, so I'm going to schedule it there and push send. And that's the process that I go through, you know, when I do the testing. And then what I do is I go through. Now, even an hour is really not the longest, but if you notice, it's time sensitive. And the one thing that I do know when it comes to email marketing is, you know, there's the opportunity cost. For every moment you do not send an email, you know, the time you waste not sending an email is you know, you're losing money. So, and I'm losing money. So I'd rather, you know, I want to get the perfect email out there that I possibly can. And then I do that and just push send and I'm good. So once I do that, now it happens. That's where I push send. Once I do figure out what the winner is, so it's going to go in, it's going to start sending. Once I figure out what the winner is, I will take that winner and I'll mail that winner out. And I'll manually mail it out. And I have a couple different autoresponders that I use, and I mail out to everybody the winner, because the winner is the one that I want to go from. And then I'm able to collect the data, which I give to you, collect the data, and then from that, you know, I could go back in, I could look at it. If I'm going to do another thing, I kind of look at it. You know, I'm not going to do it. I'm probably not going to do a webinar with him again about that topic. But hey, if I found something that really won really well, I can go back in and I can say this, you know, why don't this work? So I'm doing another webinar, let's say with Brian Anderson, which is literally right over there in the next office. You know, I'm doing a webinar with Brian Anderson. Let me go find something that worked with this guy. This guy, you know, we did really well with. Let me just go and I just take that swipe and I use that, modify and adjust it, you know, for that. And that's how I go through the process of doing it. Let's go into here to podcast. I'm going to show you the queue, and I'll show you over the last couple of years. That's since I've been using this. There's 580. There's 585. You know, subject line. These are my winning subject lines. And what I want to do is for this year, for this call, is kind of go through here and show you, like, these are all winners. So that's how I come up with the data that I give you. I want to share with you something. And if we look here, I want you to notice that there is no rhyme or reason. We can't say, everybody says, hey, what's the perfect subject line, Matt? Is it, you know, this and this and this? Well, I can give you the best guess, but I can't, you know, tell you until I test. But if you notice, like, you know, if somebody sees this, like, well, hey, every subject line that you send should be full, you know, all caps. That's not true. Look at this. That can't be true, because look around here. There's not many. There's a few. Here's, you know, some. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. You know, here's another kind of halfway full, but it's not common on it. But here's the other thing I want to tell you, some tricks to understand the data a little bit more too, is this. If you see something that is repeated, that means it didn't just win once, it won twice. And that should be a bing, 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 bing. Hey, I've seen this one before. This one won before. He did it again. It won again. Therefore, this is an ultimate winner. And you'll see it in here, because I'm just looking right now. What month? I'm on month 3. But if we go in here and we look, I saw a few of them in here. Like, people, like, if you look in here, like this Encore, the discount, you'll see this one, the early bird show up bonus. I bet you'll see that one a lot. You'll see this discount works really well. Let's see here. Look at this, last chance, final chance. You go in here, ends tonight. Anytime you're using urgency and scarcity, that does really help, you know, a lot. Disappearing bonus. You know, you see one here, like last chance. You know, just X left, double sellout. This is brilliant and it works. you know, sold out. Here's the almost sold out, 5 left. Look at this. I think I'd use that. That one came in twice. Go down here. Oh, I thought I saw it earlier. Well, no, there's 5. There it is right here. Boom, just 5 left. So there's a, you know, anytime you're in that situation, pull that one out. You know, so from there, those are good. Let's see, pull in like this 25 free passes. Look at the difference. So all I did was, I know I did a test and I needed it, and it wasn't 25, it was 250. So you'll see down here, look at this. I tested my 250 free passes. So I used the same thing. I just tested, I think, with based upon an old one, and it worked really well. Free passes, there you go, 25 free passes. So I've used it again, you know, again and again and again, you know, from there. And if you go back through, here it is. God, there's 5 spots left again. That really must work, because I've not done it once, 2, 3 times, you know, in the last few months. I've used it, and like I said, when something works, and again, you know, people love sellouts. Look at, you know, like whenever you're using something like that, it works really, 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 really well. You know, it works really well. Why do you think that? Hey, you know, there's Kmart sales. You know, like, hey, selling. You know, we're selling out. You know, when things are selling out, you got Black Friday, things are selling out. You know, people like to see that almost sold out, boom. You know, here's another one, double sell out. You know, you'll see like going through here, secret bonuses. Let's see. This one I've used a lot. You guys, I think I said this before. I've used this multiple times. You'll see that in the data. You'll see that I've used it multiple different times, you know, from there. So I'm sending globally. I will say this, my list, it's a good thing. There you probably saw this right here. This was actually no global list, but we did use that's the British pound, because I was doing something in Britain. But my point to everybody is this: do you guys get to see the process? Do you guys see how the process works and how I go through it, and how I go through the data and stuff like that, and how I make it happen? The one thing that I want you to really get is that even I, after doing all these tests, never going to know what the true answer is. You know, I don't know until I test, but the good thing is I always start with winners. And so the cool thing is the winner, once I find a winner, I can go back to that winner. And that is the best thing I could ever do if I don't have time to test. Like, I would not, and I will tell you this, you can ask my wife, I will not whatsoever push a send email out like playing guessing games. I want to send an email out that I've known that's proven to work. And that's why I not just give you the subject line, I give you the emails that have won. So now you can go in, edit, modify, adjust, and so that you can use them. And even if just allowing them to give you inspiration, I would rather get inspiration from winners than I would from losers. That's for damn, well, you know, I mean, losers I can learn from, but I wouldn't want to get my inspiration from a loser. Not whatsoever. I was just thinking yesterday, there was somebody that was creating these mindset things, and I was like, why would I want to get mindset from somebody that's broke? That's kind of dumb. Like, I'm not going to bed putting this in my head, you know, like, that's dumb. And so the same thing is, you want to get inspiration. If you want to use it for inspiration, you use it to, you know, adjust, modify, tweak, like I said, else from there. I wanted you guys to get a feel. Now we're going to be doing another call at the end of the month, and you know, another call. But I want you to get your head around, like, this is split testing is so the difference between. Well, hell, let me just show you something. You know, the difference between. I'm split testing right now. I'll just tell you, I'm split testing just an opt-in page right now. The opt-in page, or for the thing. I mean, it's a difference between me getting 800 subscribers and 1,500 subscribers, because I went from 50% to 80%, you know, conversion. Now I'm actually getting 95%. I've been working on this, and I've never seen this before, but I'm getting 95% conversion rate on a page. That is awesome. There's making, like, right now, subscribers are coming in like crazy. So, you know, my point is just little tweaks, little changes. But when I say little tweaks and little changes, it's testing, but I test with radicals because I'm going to get radically different results. So now I'm going to have one that's doing 50%. I'm going to have another one doing 80%. I might have another one doing 30%. Hey, guess what? Yeah, I did have 2 losses, but I have 1 winner that I can keep on riding with, in the future. And so that's what's really important. And the cool thing is you get to hang out with a guy like me that's going to share, that's going to say, here's what wins. And so this is stuff that wins. I'll tell you guys another thing is anytime you're using holidays, you'll see right here, holidays is a good thing. You'll see that, it's a lot of these, and you'll start noticing is look at the periods here, period. You'll probably start seeing more periods. Here's another period. And we've identified this before, and it's still holding true, even to this point, this year, is right here. The reason these have periods, my email, the subject lines with periods, if you saw how I do it, I pick, and you know what, I didn't do it here, but that's because I'm writing this. When I write my own emails, I usually find that my best converting subject lines are the ones at the end of the sentences. And that's why you do typically see that. Now, most of them, I will tell you, I like to tend, if I could have, say, hey, look, Matt, you can't test and you can't go find a winner. I will tell you that I like to keep them short, keep them kind of impactful. I might actually, this might be a subject line, waiting, because that reals curiosity. Waiting for what? But I mean, it doesn't involve waiting. Maybe I'll use that one. I like these because this is actually going to attract the more, 2 hours away. They're going to ask, what's 2 hours away? Easy traffic button. What the hell is that? I want to know what it is. The worst form of traffic. Tell me what the worst form of traffic is, because I don't want it. Here's one right here. The highest converting, traffic. Tell me what the hell that is, because I want some. I mean, just think about what creates in the mind of the individual, as they come up with this. So I just want to let you guys know that's how I come up with it, and that's from there. And what I'm going to do is and then here's the new one. Look at this. I've tested this one. Actually, I've tested elements of this, like 50 to new quality leads. That didn't win. I tested all different variations of this. This one finally went get. And I will tell you, a magic word to use is the word get. Get, G-T. When you're doing it, let's see right here. I don't always remember that, and I just want to bring it up because I thought about it. I was like, damn, I know get or gets gets me good results whenever I use it. And sometimes you forget those things, and it's good from here. This one works well. Actually, I'm using this one right now on some headlines. Well, actually, you can see, look, boom, boom. This one works really well. I probably have it somewhere in here. There it is again. So look, you saw it just 3 times. That's a winner. So one thing you want to do is, throughout the time that you get my tests and you get them, if you see something like, man, I saw that before, don't be like, oh, well, I've already saw that before. Look, go like, oh, ding, 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 ding. I saw that before. That must be, there's a reason why he's using it. And the reason I'm using it because it freaking worked. So, want to use stuff that works because that will bring in the money. Cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to get you out the data. We're going to get you the recording. I want to make sure, and then we have another call at the end of the month, and I'm going to be going over the current files and stuff like that. But what I want to do is I'm going to give you, I wanted to go over this so that we can start off the year so that you understand. And in fact, I'm working on, I'm going to have my girl go in here and go in and see if she can see where we've, just put them in and just basically pretty much grab all these and let's find the dupes, and that'll become my top ones. I don't have it compiled right now, but as I was looking at this, I said, it'd be a pretty cool little gift for you guys to give you guys my top ones over the last couple of years. So the ones that have been used not just once but been used twice, those are that would be cool. So I'm gonna actually write that down because it's a great idea. So, but when I get it, I'll give it to you guys as a bonus to be part of this group. And I really just want to tell you guys, I appreciate you guys. You guys another call at the end of the month. I'll get out the data and get everything out to you guys very, very, very shortly. Cool. You guys are awesome. Thanks. Very useful. I love it. All right, guys. So cool. So you guys are awesome. This will give you guys head around, hey, look, I hand winners. I do this all the time. And this is what I do. I just want to show that this is what you're getting, and this is how, and you can benefit from it because you get to see it, and it's really good because most people are too lazy to do it. And not saying you are, but many marketers are. I'm not, and I do it actually. I just know that little change, or I got to use a winner to and then to make more money. So you guys have a happy new year. I'll just tell you guys this. I just tell you, I'm just going to brag on my daughter real quick. We got some cool news today about my daughter, and but I don't know if you guys know, but college is really expensive. She's been in college. She's actually 21 now, and she is going. She just got. She's going to law school. She graduates this year. She's going to law school. She's put out 6 resumes, or 6 applications to law schools. She got 3 responses so far: Alabama, Temple, and Northeastern, and all of them replied, accepted her. Plus, in fact, each one of them gave her a full ride to college. So I'm really proud right now. So they all gave her full rides to law school, which we're just like, and I'll just tell you, she's got a couple other schools. And so it's really cool. So I'm really excited. She called us this morning and told us that it's like the first time I was like, holy crap, like you got a full ride for, when she got Alabama, and then she got Temple yesterday. Was it yesterday I found out about Temple? And then today we found out about freaking Northeast. It's like, I didn't even think it's even possible. Like, I really didn't. So, but, my wife and her, created a plan, and they created a plan, and, she followed the plan, and she's a smart kid too. So, but they followed the plan and it worked. So, anyway, so I just want to share with you guys cool news. I love all you guys. You guys have a good one, and I'll get you guys out stuff soon. All right, cool. Or you guys have a good one. All right. Love you guys. Good day. Good day.